I'm just here so I won't get fined.
We're getting ready for Cincinnati.
That's a W. Let's eat one. Let's eat one. That's a W. How many of you want to eat a W tonight?
Watson runs up the middle. Gimpy or not, there he goes.
Carr out of the shotgun. Looks left. Throws a lob for Michael Crabtree. Caught it.
I'm not fucking going 7-9.
Jones inside the 40, inside the 30, inside the 20, to the 10-yard line. Taiwan Jones.
Pass is caught. Cooper. Touchdown.
180. 580. 387.
This podcast was sponsored by Elevated Communications LLC, a company that manages Verizon wireless stores. Right now, go see them at 13513 University Boulevard, Sugar Land, Texas 77479 for great service that has you covered. Go right now and tell them 3EDIOTS podcast sent you, and you will get 10% off accessories.
Welcome to the 3EDIOTS podcast, week 2 review, and then we'll be talking about, obviously, the week 3 games in the second part of this episode.
What episode number is this?
I don't give a fuck. I don't know. No. It's 11, I'm pretty sure. It doesn't matter. It's week 3. We can go by weeks now. But
can we, though?
Yes, we can. We absolutely can. Imaad's not here again, so Nakib's brother, Numair, is going to be filling in. But yeah, so let's get into talking about week 2. A lot of great games.
Imaad sucks for not being here.
Yeah. That's all right. He's got his own issues. He'll deal with it. He'll be back with
us. It's okay. He has
COVID.
No, I'm kidding.
No, don't. Come on, man.
I'm kidding. Knock on wood.
All right. That's plastic. Where you knock. All right.
I don't have wood.
Just do it later.
My brain has wood in it.
There's wood right behind you, idiot.
Oh, right. Yeah, we're good. I knocked on wood.
Superstitious dumbass.
You're talking?
All right. Okay, so we'll get. We will.
He lost his train of thought.
Yeah, no, we're good. I got it. Okay, so we talked about Bengals Browns last week with the podcast. Basically, how it's going to work now is obviously we talked about this last week. Our episodes will come out either Tuesday or Wednesday, most likely Wednesday, and basically we'll just talk about the last week and then we'll talk about the upcoming week. So it'll just be like plain and simple. But yeah, okay.
Yeah,
anyways, all right, let's go. Okay, all right, week 2. We're on week 2. Bengals Browns. We talked about this last time. Obviously, it was another good game for Joe Burrow as a rookie quarterback. He still performed, but the fact that the Browns showed up and after being humiliated the previous week by the Ravens, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So they came back and actually put up a fight. Bengals almost made a comeback, but it just wasn't to be. But the Browns held on to a win.
The Browns are lucky, man. I honestly thought the Bengals would make that comeback and win.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I was counting on it. That's why I picked them to win. But
yeah, but it was a good game nonetheless. Good game for Joe Burrow. Like I said, we talked about it last week, so we'll leave it there. We all said Bengals. Numair said Bengals. I said Bengals. You said Bengals. Imaad said Browns. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, last week's predictions were Imaad was 9-7, Nakib was 9-7, Numair was 8-8, I was 11-4. So that was a good start for me. But
12
obviously 12-4, I'm sorry. Yeah, 12-4. But yeah. So that was a good start for me, but obviously we'll talk about week 2 here. Bears Giants. Or sorry, week 1. That was a week 1 scores. But anyways, Bears Giants. Let's keep going.
The Bears won, obviously, because I figured they would. I mean, that defense is nasty. And so
Mitchell Trubisky didn't exactly play well, but he still got the win.
Yeah, it's because of that defense.
Yeah, the defense and plus
the defense. I remember on fantasy, the defense got me like 10, 11, 12 points, something like that.
Yeah, because, okay, that Giants offensive line is straight doo-doo. It is garbage. Mm-hmm. So bad. Mm-hmm. Daniel Jones has no help.
Danny Dimes is in trouble, man.
Like, how bad does your offensive line have to be so that Saquon Barkley, one of the best young running backs in the league,
tears an ACL?
Tears an ACL, and he just doesn't produce. Week 1, he didn't produce. What do you get, like 36 yards, something like that?
Yep.
Saquon Barkley, 36 yards. That's how bad their line is.
Who could arguably be one of the best, one of the top 3 running backs.
Arguably, yes. So the fact that he wasn't able to produce it behind that line is a testament to how garbage they are.
Man, them freaking
Straight
Giants
trash.
need to figure out their shit, man.
Yeah, no, they're not going to.
Take it from a Texans fan, dude. The first thing you want to do is protect your quarterback.
Yeah, 100%. Poor David Carr.
Beat you up.
Poor Deshaun Watson.
Poor Matt Schaub. Poor
every freaking Houston Texans quarterback.
I mean, we had a good offensive line for like 2 years, 2011, 2012, when we had actually like 3 Pro Bowlers on our offensive line. After that, it was just straight hot trash.
But yeah, so that was not a good game for Danny Dimes. Obviously, the Bears won. I said Giants, and all you guys said Bears. So obviously, I was wrong in that front.
Dude, I love that Bears defense. That defense is nasty.
Yeah, no,
man.
it really is.
That's a nasty defense. Bro.
They brought in Robert Quinn, I think, right? Yeah, Robert Quinn, Khalil Mack still there. It's just insane. But anything else you guys want to add?
Nope.
No. All right, cool. Next, here we go. Cowboys Falcons. We watched this game.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
What? Okay.
The fumbles.
Two things. One for the Cowboys and one for the Falcons. One, Cowboys. What the hell was up with those fumbles?
Honestly,
They
that
fumbled
that first half
like
was
5
just
times.
fumbles.
They put what? 5 times, right?
5 times they lost
recovered
4.
1. And
They
lost 4.
Yeah.
And the Falcons, they capitalized on every turnover. But when they needed a play done on an onside kick, it's like they all forgot that they can touch the ball before it crosses the 10-yard line. Like, if you didn't know, the kicking team, if they kick an onside kick, they have to wait until it goes 10 yards before they can go and jump the ball.
Right.
The defense can grab the ball as soon as it comes to them.
The receiving team, yeah.
The receiving team. So, they were literally waiting for it to cross the
they confused it.
There was a circle around the ball. It was all Falcons players.
Yeah.
And they were just looking at the ball roll, and I'm just like, jump on it. What are you doing? And then Cowboys guy just jumps in and just grabs it. Like, what?
We were together, right?
Yeah.
And I even yelled out. I was like, "Get the ball!" And then I was like, "Wait a minute, hold up. These guys are football players. Am I wrong? And do I not know the rules?"
That's what I was thinking. I'm like,
They
wait, what are
literally
you doing? I'm like, dude, get the what are you doing? Like, literally, the entire ball was surrounded.
I know exactly what happened.
There was like
they were all hypnotized.
There was like 6 Falcons players. I'm not kidding, and there was like 3 Cowboys players. I don't know how the Cowboys ended up with the ball at the end of the day.
And here's the thing.
They were hypnotized.
Here's the thing that shocks me. They were able to gaslight me through the TV without saying a word. And the fact that there were 5 of them around it, not one of them knew the rules? Not one?
You know what happened? Jerry Jones slipped him a little something. You know what I'm saying? He went to a special teams coordinator and was like, hey, look, here's a quick 10 grand. Yo,
10 grand? What coach would take 10 grand to pull shit like that? Anyways,
what? 10 million? The fuck?
10 grand. You said 10 grand. That's 10,000.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Then where did 10 million come from?
Yeah.
I'm saying now 10 million. Man, Jerry Jones,
okay.
bro.
All right.
Man, Jerry Jones.
But okay.
His hand doesn't cramp when he's signing checks.
Regardless, okay? Let's just ignore that was special teams play. Let's talk about how they blew the lead.
Yeah,
how
that
far
whole...
again?
What did they do? That second
Again.
half was just...
Okay, I know these Falcons fans are going to hate me for this. I know.
No, they
I'm sorry.
know.
I have to bring this up.
No, they know. Say it. Don't apologize.
Super Bowl against the Patriots. Literally the same thing. 28-3. Blow the comeback. This time, 29-7?
Something like that.
Blow the comeback. Like, what is wrong with the Falcons? Why do they always blow comebacks, man? Oh my god, it was so frustrating. Like, you gotta understand, I hate the Cowboys. I was so happy that all this was happening. Like Zane said, we were all watching the game together. I was jumping, I was giddy, I was like, woohoo, yeah, let's go, the Falcons are winning. Fuck the Cowboys. And then they start coming back. I'm like, oh no, don't worry, the Falcons will still win. And then they scored a touchdown with like 1 minute, like 20 seconds left. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? The Falcons are still up. They'll still win the game, right? You know what? They're coming for the onside kick. I'm just saying that, like,
you know what that reminds me of? Remember that Super Bowl commercial with Peyton Manning? And he's reacting. You remember that one? You haven't seen it? All right. Cut here, Zane. We're gonna show you this.
All right, resume, Zane. Okay, so
Start it back up.
I was so giddy. I was so happy. I was like, the Falcons got this, and then it came to onside kick, right? And I'm sitting there, Imaad sitting there, Zane sitting there. I don't know if you were there. For
that part, I think I went downstairs, and then that's when that happened.
So I'm sitting there. We're all sitting there, and I'm just like, and even Imaad has given up hope. He's just like, you know what, onside recovery is very rare in the NFL.
Yeah,
like it's like a 2% chance or something like that.
Right.
And so they kick the onside kick. I'm sitting here like, oh yeah, they'll get it. And then I see this 5 players around the ball, and I'm just like, why is nobody grabbing it?
It was like Cam Newton doing that.
For
Super
a second,
Bowl.
I was thinking, wait, does the defense also have to wait 10 yards? And then it clicked in my mind, like, no, they don't. Jump on the ball. And then I still don't understand the logic of this. 5 Falcons, 3 Cowboys. How did they end up with the ball?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It was.
But,
my God, man!
I will say this. I will say this.
ground.
It was both sides played well. At least both offenses played well.
Falcons, stop blowing leads.
Yeah, so
gotta get your coaching.
You gotta admit, Matt Ryan's mad.
Oh, he was probably pissed.
The defense this fucked him over. That's so, and special teams. I mean,
literally, man, the Falcons. You know what? I think the only way the Falcons can win is to not start blowing out a team.
Yeah, right.
Like, don't blow out a team. Just if you're on the win by like 3 points to a touchdown.
Right.
Don't blow them out, because once you blow them out, that means you lost.
Yeah.
Because then they'll blow you out in the second quarter.
Exactly.
Yeah. But for that one.
No, not the second quarter. The fourth quarter.
Or the
not
fourth
the
quarter.
second half. Fourth quarter. They'll come back and beat your ass.
I mean, but I gotta give props to the Cowboys. They showed a lot of toughness, a lot of discipline, in coming back from that deficit.
So how badly do you think they got yelled at by Mike McCarthy for all those fumbles at halftime?
They won the game, so
at halftime,
winning heel. Oh, at halftime.
At halftime.
Well, okay, that was like first quarter stuff.
But I mean still.
Okay.
Once again, everyone's coming back from COVID season. There's also that. So.
But fumbling.
But
that's
not fumbling is something that they should be used to by now.
That's muscle memory.
That's just football.
Muscle memory.
But yeah, okay. So like I said, gotta give props to the Cowboys. I don't want to take anything away from the Cowboys. Okay, the Falcons should have won that game, but the Cowboys, the fact that they were able to get to that point,
Cowboys still suck.
Okay, but the fact that they were able to get to that point is a testament to.
They did better than the Texans.
We'll talk about it.
But yeah. All right. So moving on. Everyone said Cowboys would win except Nakeem. Nakeem thought the Falcons would win. So
I was close.
You were.
They should have won that game.
Almost.
All right. Next game.
Jerry Jones
Rams
paying the Falcons special teams coach.
Next game. Rams and Eagles. So
Rams, obviously.
Honestly, I need to this week I'm gonna go to the Eagles forums and I'm just gonna ask Eagles fans what's wrong with Carson Wentz, because I just don't get it. Is it just lack of talent around him? Did that injury fuck him up? What's up?
I mean, from what I hear, they're still trying to shop Alshon Jeffrey, and so the fact that they're trying to get rid of one of his weapons, that means there's probably a situation in the locker room.
Just negative influence.
Yeah.
Subtraction by addition, man. It's a real thing.
It is. I mean, Alshon Jeffrey, he's a great wide receiver, but, there's probably some sort of beef. It's probably not a public beef. Stephon Diggs called out Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown called out Ben Roethlisberger.
Right.
And, basically there's a lot of times the wide receiver calls out, Jamal Adams called out the Jets. Players, they call them out. The Yannick Ngakoue
called out the Jags.
See, you got that there. He called out the Jags. So, they call him out. But the fact that Alshon Jeffrey hasn't made any kind of,
public statement.
Any kind of public notion that he hates the organization or has any kind of problem with the organization.
Right.
It means that Alshon Jeffrey is probably not performing to what the organization wants.
Right.
I'm guessing that's why they want to trade him, unless there is something going on in the locker room, which they're keeping quiet.
Yeah. But regardless, obviously the Rams won. What was the score?
37-19.
So yeah, the Rams definitely just dominated the Eagles. It was not a pretty game for the Eagles.
It was not.
So
and now the question comes up: is Carson Wentz the answer?
That's okay. That's the answer. That's a question that we're just gonna have to wait and see. Because
I don't think he is, honestly.
If you can believe in Derek Carr, you can believe in Carson Wentz.
That's true. That's true.
So I feel like he's in the same position Derek Carr was.
But I mean, Derek Carr was still showing up. Showing numbers. He was still showing numbers.
He was still showing numbers, but
Carson Wentz isn't even showing numbers. That means since he's not showing numbers, that means even during a blowout, even on trash yards,
yeah,
he's still not making plays.
That's fair.
That could be on injury though. Him coming off an injury, sometimes those season-ending injuries can rattle you.
Yeah.
So it takes a while to come back from it. But
hey, Tyler Higbee had a really good game. Got to give him props for that. So basically, Tyler Higbee, he's really trying to put his name up there with some of the best, and Jared Goff is letting him. So it's good to see the Rams winning again. Is what I gotta say. Because it kind of sucks seeing them lose after that one really good year, that Super Bowl year. So,
which actually, since they got rid of a bunch of players on their team, a lot of people might have thought that the Rams wouldn't do that great, but so far,
subtraction by addition, man. Sometimes it works. So young players step up. That's next man up. I do gotta say though, I don't know how they're paying. What's Marcus Peters, right?
Marcus Peters on the Ravens.
Oh, that's right. Jalen Ramsey, yeah. I don't know how they're paying him. I don't know where they got the money from, but yeah.
They probably cut down on some players.
No, they definitely did.
They cut their salaries or whatever.
Todd Gurley's gone. They got Clay Matthews.
They got rid of Brandon Cooks.
Yeah. So, but yeah, moving on. We all said Rams, by the way, so we all got that one right.
Yep.
Next, Packers-Lions. Aaron Rodgers is a fucking beast, and the Lions are straight trash. That's all I have to say. What?
Stop. Why would you hate on the Lions like that?
Because they're not good.
For the first half, the Lions actually did pretty good.
Okay, look. I mean, this is the same thing, right? It doesn't matter what you do in the first half if you get blown out in the second half.
But I mean, I just feel like the Lions can win, but Matt Patricia is just a horrible head coach.
That there has been talk about.
It hurts how bad Matt Patricia is at coaching, and so I mean, it's like I wouldn't blame them. I mean, they have pretty good players on the Lions, but it's just I don't know. I feel like that's on coaching.
I feel like this matchup was just who had more talent, and the Packers have loads more talent.
The Packers have the GOAT Aaron Rodgers, man.
Yeah. And Matthew Stafford just can't plug all these holes, especially on their defense.
In the first half, Aaron Rodgers was actually having a very bad game in the first half.
Well, that's what I said. Was he, though?
He was. Because by the time he went into the locker room for halftime,
yeah,
I think he had 3-point-something fantasy points.
Yeah, you know what? I do remember that. Yeah.
He was very bad.
But I wouldn't say we're very bad, but
I mean,
he wasn't producing. He wasn't. Yeah. I mean, it's not like he was throwing interceptions or anything.
No. He just wasn't.
Honestly, that defense though is really bad though. Despite whatever Aaron Rodgers was going through, that defense was still. They couldn't stop the run. Jeff Okuda's just out there, the only talented player on that defense. It seems like it's just not a good look for the Lions. But anything else you guys want to add about Packers Lions?
Nope.
No. Nope. All right, cool. We all chose Packers, by the way. All right, next, Vikings Colts. This was a shocker to me.
Oh my god!
And
dude,
looking
Kirk
back,
Cousins.
it shouldn't be a shocker.
Kirk Cousins.
He imploded.
Kirk Cousins, what are you doing, my man? What are you doing? Why are you so freaking inconsistent? Why are you so inconsistent? Stop being so inconsistent. Look, play well and win. What are you doing?
It's that easy. You just gotta play well.
You gotta play well.
Exactly. Just stop play good. Bad. It's not that hard.
Exactly. It's not that hard. Especially losing to the Colts. Come on, they're the Colts.
Fans Phillip Rivers didn't necessarily play well. I mean, he didn't play great. He just played okay. But it was enough.
Dude, freaking Kirk Cousins had like negative yards or something, right? In this game?
Not negative yards, but he had negative fantasy points.
Negative fantasy points. There you go.
And he had, I think he had like his QB rating was like a 3.
That is bad, dude. Come on.
I don't think I've personally seen a quarterback.
That's horrible. You don't know how to throw a ball?
Like I think the last person to get that low of a.
I don't even remember when the last person was.
I would get, my guess would be Nathan Peterman, the GOAT.
Remember when the Jets played the Patriots and last season?
I think so, yeah.
And Sam Darnold just got completely like dominated.
But was he Kirk Cousins bad? Is this question,
dude? That's what I'm saying. He got dominated. Like they were blown out like 30-0 at one point, right?
Right.
His rating was still higher than Kirk Cousins. Like Kirk Cousins literally shit the bed. Like he literally took a shit on his bed and slept in it. Like,
I guess if that's how you want to put it.
Dude, legit was. Oh my god, dude. I like Kirk Cousins, but like, yo, man, you cannot play that. A starting quarterback for an NFL team cannot be that bad at their job. You know?
Yeah.
A quarterback rating of 3. That is absolutely disgraceful. Honestly. That's a fireable thing. Like, if it was me, I'd probably be thinking about benching him after that.
I mean, who's their backup, though?
The Vikings?
Yeah.
Wait.
Well, we're looking for the Vikings backup. Got to give props to Jonathan Taylor, the Colts rookie running back. First Colts rookie to get at the 100 yards. What's it called? First Colts rookie with 100 yards rushing since 2012. So, good for him. Good job, Jonathan Taylor. Really trying to put his name out there. So, obviously, I will say this about week 2 overall. I think it's really good to see how bright the future is for the NFL in terms of young talent, which is quarterbacks at every position, really. But, yeah, overall, I think the Vikings defense is no longer as good. Like, I know I hyped him up in the offseason when we did our division reviews, but
the second quarterback is Sean Mania.
Yeah, you're better off sticking with Kirk Cousins.
Are you, though?
Yes, you are.
Honestly, in this game, I think they should have benched Kirk Cousins and brought in the backup.
I mean, at some point, you can't do that. Like, it just... He's your guy.
I mean,
he's your guy.
But I mean, if
this isn't a Tyrod Taylor, Joe Burrow, like Fitzpatrick, Tua situation, right? Kirk Cousins is your guy. Like, this would be like if Derek Carr struggles, John Gruden puts in Nathan Peterman. It's not to that point. And despite all his miscues, he's still your guy for the rest of the season. Sean Mannion isn't taking you anywhere. It's not like Sean Mannion's like a young guy, So. It just, you stick with Kirk Cousins, in my opinion. But I mean
if he keeps performing how he's been,
if he keeps doing this, then straight up,
yeah,
like
you gotta get rid of him. Like tank for Trevor.
yeah. Honestly, if you're trying to tank for Trevor Lawrence, keep him in if he's playing bad.
Yeah,
that's all I gotta say. But yeah, Yannick Ngakoue, he's not showing up at all.
Man,
that's not
so much talk, man. He was talking so much.
Yeah, he did have a forced fumble, but obviously no sacks.
But I just feel like some players, they're just like, I guess he's not a good fit on that scheme. I guess because
he had a sack, but overall he's not game wrecking, But I mean, it is what it is. It's just not that team just is not on a good trajectory right now. But anything else you guys want to add? Oh, they're missing Stephon Diggs. 100% they are missing Stephon Diggs.
Oh, 100%.
100%. But yeah.
How did Kyle Rudolph do? Not great, or I suppose.
No, he didn't have any catches.
He had no catches?
He had no catches, 1 target.
Oh, God. That's bad. Because next to Stephon Diggs, Kyle Rudolph's probably your second best receiver.
Who?
Or receiving threat.
Against who?
The Vikings?
Yeah.
Their second, receiver.
I mean, I get they have Irv Smith. They drafted him.
Yeah, but
they have Adam Thielen.
Kyle Rudolph. Oh wait, no, they do have Adam Thielen.
And Justin Jefferson. Totally forgot. So they have some talent. It just.
But if you can't get them the ball,
no, it's not.
Because a quarterback's job is to get the ball into the hands of his playmakers. But if he can't get the ball into the hands of the playmakers can't really do anything.
Yeah. Also, another person we have to point out, Mo Alley Cox. You know who that is? I don't know. I don't even know who the fuck he is.
Never heard
he
of him.
He had 5 receptions for 111 yards.
He had what?
5 receptions for 111 yards.
5 receptions
for 111 yards. Yes.
Who the fuck is this guy?
I don't know. Let me look him up in fantasy. I'll pick him up. Hold up.
Hey, hold on.
Come on.
Hold up.
You're funny.
Okay, so Mo Alley Cox is a tight end. I didn't know that.
But now he's on my team, so. Ooh.
I honestly didn't need another tight end, so I'm good.
I did.
All right. Anyways, you good? Do you want to continue?
It's okay. I'll figure it out.
Honestly, none of us were expecting this. We all said Vikings. And obviously the Colts just pulled it out. The Vikings faltered in a big way. But you guys got anything else to add about the Vikings-Colts?
Nope.
No? All right, cool. Next up, Bills-Dolphins. This was a surprisingly close game. Ryan Fitzpatrick, great bounce-back game. He played fairly well. Obviously, the Bills won out, but just barely. I think it was like a last-minute field goal. Josh Allen had a career game, I'm pretty sure. 417 yards, 4 touchdowns. Just great game by Josh Allen. Stephon Diggs obviously played well. John Brown had a pretty good game. So it's the rushing attack wasn't as good as it should have been, but overall, I mean, their offense was playing pretty well. Cole Beasley was in there. Dawson Knox had a good catch. So it's just their defense. Their defense also is pretty good, but the only problem is their pass defense needs some help. The fact that Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Dolphins offense was able to carve them up like they did, it's kind of telling, and they need to fix that before moving forward. But yeah, Fitzmagic almost won it out against Buffalo. That would have been a major blow to the Bills, especially with the Patriots in their thing. Mike Gesicki, massive game. You guys, you want to say anything about the Bills Dolphins?
Bills defense is nasty. I don't know how the Dolphins did what they did, but they did, and well,
gotta give Pat.
I kind of hope for the Dolphins, man.
It's Fitzmagic, man.
But see, the thing is with Fitzmagic, man, he plays good for a couple of games.
It's
and
part
then,
of the magic.
Just disappears.
Look, it's like
the magic disappears, man.
You know what it is, right? It's the his magic is the genie in a lamp or a bottle.
Yep. 3 wishes and it's done.
Yeah, 3 wishes and it's done. And then even then, those wishes you have to be very specific, or he's gonna try and fuck you over. So that's the kind of magic Fitzmagic is rolling with.
Hey man, but look, Fitzmagic, he's not a great quarterback, but I mean the amount of teams he's played for, whichever team he goes to, he has one good season and then he just kind of starts falling off afterwards.
You know? Yeah. But hey, good for the Dolphins.
Yeah, because they used all 3 wishes in the first season.
He's got a point there.
Honestly, look, there's some talk right now, right, about putting Tua out there. There's some talk. We'll talk about this when we get to the Chargers game, but there's some talk about putting Justin Herbert out there. I'm saying it now. Don't do it. Don't put your young quarterbacks out in the fire. At least not until the end of the season, where you have nothing to play for, and you're just trying to basically see what they've got.
The Chargers are putting Justin Herbert out there because of
Tyrod Taylor's injury, obviously. Yeah. But don't put him out there if you can put in Tyrod Taylor. Everyone, fans are really calling for it, and I don't get why they want to rush it. I get it; they want to win now and they want to see him, and it's exciting. But you have to have the discipline to hold it back.
I can actually vouch for that because the Texans. I don't know. I know you don't like it when I bring the Texans into this.
Yeah.
But they were in a similar situation where they just kind of threw Deshaun Watson in there.
Right, yeah.
Like, they didn't... See, like, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, they sat behind quarterbacks, and they had the time to acclimate to that speed of the NFL.
Right.
Deshaun Watson got thrown in there after one half of a game.
Yeah.
Like, not even a whole game. A half a game.
Who's the starter then?
What?
Who's the starter?
Tom Savage.
That's right.
The Savage, man.
Man's a savage, man.
Man's a savage.
Definitely not a savage.
He is so savage that he sucks.
But
he's savage at sucking. Thankfully for Texas fans, Deshaun Watson turned out all right. But a lot of times when those quarterbacks get thrown into the fire like that,
it ruins them.
Yep. And so that's the only thing I want to bring in about Texas.
Yeah. But Bills, Dolphins, anything else you guys want to add?
Nope.
We all said Bills, by the way. So we got
Obviously.
that right.
Obviously.
According to the score, it wasn't that obvious.
Well, true.
But yeah, next up, Jets and 49ers.
49ers.
Obviously.
All right, let's start talking about this. Injuries. Let's talk about injuries real quick. Jimmy Garoppolo, gone.
Hey, but Nick Mullins, he's not something to scoff at. Okay, he's got a little something in him. Jets, 49ers. Obviously, 49ers dominated, even with all the injuries. Unfortunately, Nick Bosa's out. Jimmy Garoppolo's out now. Nick Mullins had to fill in halfway through the game, something like that. But obviously, the Jets just aren't a good team. Adam Gase is one of the worst coaches in the league. And yeah, that's about it. He's rooting Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's got some talent. He's got a good head on his shoulders, but it's just not. The coaching is just not giving him what he needs. He's not being.
I mean, he doesn't have any weapons either.
No, he doesn't. Because most of the receivers are injured. And here's the big thing: a lot of Jets fans are asking, okay, your receivers are injured, but you got a decent tight end, Chris Herndon. Why aren't you using him? And that's a legitimate question.
It is. I have him on my fantasy. Start using him.
Yeah, but
God, I need these points, man.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense to me. Obviously, what's his face? You know who I feel bad for? Bradley McDougall. I feel bad for him. Imagine being on the Seahawks, but get traded to the Jets. And you're like, okay, you know what? It's okay. I was on the Seahawks, now I'm on the Jets. I'm going to make the best of this. And then this is the team that you're on. Dude,
that sucks, man. No wonder Jamal Adams went out.
Yeah, good move by Jamal Adams, dude.
Speaking of Jamal Adams, that reminds me, Le'Veon Bell on IR.
Oh, that's true. Le'Veon Bell's on IR too.
Frank Gore is now the
starting
47-year-old.
Yeah,
47.
Is it
37?
Is it 37?
It was 37.
Yeah, 37.
Yeah. 37-year-old running back, which is incredible because running backs don't tend to last till 37 in the NFL. Mm-hmm. And the fact is, and he's not even like a scrub running back, you know? He's a pretty decent running back.
Yeah. I mean, he averaged 3 yards per carry, which isn't terrible.
Especially for someone who's 37 years old.
Exactly. But,
like, dude, his son is playing football in college right now.
Honestly, that would be so cool, father and son.
Yeah, exactly. That's what a lot of people are talking about. Like, what if the father and son if the son gets drafted by the Jets and the father and son are both on the same team?
That would be cool, honestly.
That's going to be the first time that's ever happened in the NFL.
That would actually be really cool.
Hey, if his dad's on the team, man, hold him in check. I swear to God, boy, if you get caught with PEDs, I'm going to beat your ass when you get home.
Smack your ass.
You're going to get a little ass whooping, man. I'm going to pull the belt out.
Pull the belt out. Oh, go with the... Who's that guy who beat his kids with a belt?
Oh, Michael.
No, I know. Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson. Yeah. But
like, come here, boy. You about to get an asshole.
Imagine Frank Gore spanks his kid on the sideline. You want to fumble the ball, boy? You want to fumble? Oh shit, that's hilarious.
Or he just slaps someone. He's like, he's on the sideline like, Dad, I'm sorry, I fumbled.
I'm sorry, Dad. No,
I'm sorry.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh god. Okay.
There's so much you can do with that, man. Father and son on the same team, especially if they're on the same team, which would be even funnier.
Yeah.
Like,
no, you know what'd be funny if he's in the team against him.
You fumble fumbles. You see Frank Gore walk across the field while the refs were like, "What the fuck you doing, dude?" I was like, "I'm about to beat the fuck out of my son."
No, he's like his son's lined up to run the ball, and he looks over and he sees his dad. He's like, "Boy, you better not run it."
He turns to the quarterback.
He gives him the look. He's like, no.
Don't give him the ball. He's like, he goes to go up to the quarterback. Don't give him the ball. Don't give him the ball. And he gives him the ball. He's just like,
What do I do?
what do I do?
He goes to his dad. He's like, "Here, take it, Dad. I don't want it.
There you go.
I'm sorry." All right. Let's move on. All right. Next up is Broncos Steelers. We all said Steelers. Obviously, Steelers. Actually, a lot closer game than I was expecting.
It was,
but obviously another injury. Drew Lock injured.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I will say Jeff Driscoll actually played pretty well in relief of.
Actually, the Broncos just signed
Blake Bortles. Yeah, but I don't think he'd be playing. I think Jeff Driscoll's going to get the start. But yeah, so. Obviously, props to Jeff Driscoll for being able to get in there and actually be able to perform. That's what backup quarterbacks are for and why they're so important. But yeah, no, it was a closer game.
Not just bench riders.
Exactly, they have a really important job. Obviously, so Jeff Driscoll, 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception for a backup. That's pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good.
That's better than what Deshaun Watson did.
Their running game was decent. Obviously, he spread the ball around pretty well. Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy had decent games. What was I saying? The Steelers. Okay, Ben Roethlisberger. Obviously, he's playing pretty well. This game wasn't his best, but I mean, he still got the win. He's not washed.
He's washed.
James Conner had a really good game. 106 yards, 1 touchdown, 6.6 yards per carry. So
he's old, but he still got it.
Look, when you have white hair in the NFL, it's time to retire. Unless you're Tom Brady, that just like naturally has brown hair forever. Even when he's like freaking 130 years old, it just has natural brown hair. It's like, bruh.
All right. So we were talking about this earlier. The Steelers, they actually have quite a few weapons. Like I said, Deontay Johnson playing really well. He had 92 yards and a touchdown. Chase Claypool, the guy you really liked, he had a really good game. 88 yards on 3 catches.
I wish the Texans would have drafted him.
Yes, we know. We know, Nikki. We know.
I said that multiple times.
3 catches for 88 yards and a touchdown. And obviously, Juju Smith, actually, he had 48 yards. Obviously, the Denver Broncos were really trying to shut him down, but obviously other people were able to step up enough to really, take that mantle. So, obviously, the Steelers got to have a lot of talent.
You see, the question ends up coming up, right?
Right.
Is they have all this talent, right? But they only beat the Broncos, who were playing with a backup quarterback, by 5, which means they weren't finishing drives. You know? They had all these yards, 88 yards, 92 yards, and all that. But if you don't finish those drives...
That's right. Yeah, and
you know what I'm saying?
That's an issue they're gonna have to clean up.
Because the thing is, if they finished the drives that they had, the way they were playing, it would have been a blowout. I mean, let's be real. But the fact that they only beat them by 5 points, 26-21, that gives me the thought that they weren't finishing drives.
Because remember, Jeff Driscoll tied it up in the third quarter, 14-14.
Yeah. So I mean, that means it was.
Or sorry, no, they didn't tie it up. It was 14-17, but still.
It was really close. Basically, what I'm trying to say is the fact that players freaking Ben Roethlisberger, I feel like the Steelers are just not finishing the drives, because if they were finishing the drives, they would have been a blowout, like you said. So I just don't think I don't know if that was an issue because of. Which I don't think it's because of the Broncos' defense, because the Broncos' defense isn't that great. I mean, let's be real.
It's really not.
They don't have Von Miller anymore, so I mean.
Some things though.
They don't have Derek Wolfe.
Ben Roethlisberger, he has had 100+ passer rating in the first 2 games of the season, and this was his 4th time doing that. In each of the previous 3 seasons where he did that, 100+ passer rating, he had. They made the Super Bowl in each of those. So,
Yeah, I know, but like I said, at the end of the day, if you don't finish drives with touchdowns,
That's fair. You're fair. That's fair.
that the field goals aren't going to win you a game.
That's true. You know what it's like? It's like last year, or was it last year or the year before? Derek Carr threw like 3 interceptions his first game, and apparently, I think it was Ken Stabler who did that the same year the Raiders won a Super Bowl in like the 70s or something, or the 60s. So, but obviously, it's just a stat. Doesn't mean they're gonna make it, but yeah. So obviously, the Steelers I think are still a good game. I don't think this game is what's the word, representative of how good they are and the talent that they have.
Was it week 1 score?
Week 1.
Let me check. 26-16.
So they're not the greatest points per game average you could have, but they have issues that they need to work out. But I think over time they're just going to get.
Let me just say
better.
this: that defense scares living shits out of me. Like,
yeah,
I legit have nightmares about that defense, and I don't even play. So,
but yeah, moving forward, we got to speed it up a little. Yeah. Titans Jags. Okay, so obviously Steelers. We all said Steelers. Titans Jags. Titans won again. A lot closer game.
30-33.
The Titans iced it with a well-timed interception by the against Gardner Minshew, but overall Gardner Minshew still did play fairly well. It was 30-33 Titans, and like I said, this was just, I guess. Honestly, it was just who made the play, and the Titans were able to make the play at the end.
It comes down to it was one of those situations that whoever had the ball last.
Yeah, well, I guess technically, yeah.
And who was able to make a play with it?
Yeah, well, the other way around. Technically, the Jags had the ball last. The Titans made the play. They didn't have the ball. They got the interception, and then they had the ball last and just ran down the clock.
Yeah, but they still had the ball last.
That's true. That's fair.
Yeah.
James Robinson, great pickup for me in my fucking fantasy team. 102 yards, 1 touchdown. Undrafted dude. So, good for him. Their receivers obviously played decently, but there's some talk about them tanking for Trevor Lawrence. We were talking about it in our Snap group. I just don't get that. I really don't. Gardner Minshew, he's a good quarterback.
I mean, but that's the thing with Gardner Minshew. Even last year, he started off good, but then he fell off.
Okay,
So
well,
we just gotta see if he can if he consistently keeps up like a good performance.
Yeah.
Then I can see why they win it. But like, if he falls off like he did last season, that's when because I mean the Titans, their defense it's good. I'm not gonna say it's not, but it's not.
But the fact that, Gardner Minshew was able to
defense,
tear them up. It's not as good as it should be.
Yeah. And so the fact is that Gardner Minshew, I just feel like once he comes up against a good defense, if he can beat them, then I can see it. But if he comes up with a good defense, I think he's gonna get humbled.
You know who I feel really good for? Ryan Tannehill. I am so happy for him that he was able to get out of Miami.
My fantasy.
Yeah, he's on your
quarterback.
239 yards, 4 touchdowns. Dude's on it. Dude is playing as best he can, best of his career. And I am so happy that he's able to get to that point.
I'm not.
Why?
Because he's on the Titans.
Obviously, yeah.
If he was on any other team, I'd be all for him. But because he's on the Titans,
fair enough, man. Fair enough.
Hey, man.
Horribly so.
He's my fantasy.
I don't give a shit.
You're about to trade for him.
Oh, you were about to trade for him.
Was the.
Oh my! All right. Anything else you guys want to add about the Titans Jags?
Nah.
No. All right. Panthers Bucks. Teddy Bridgewater imploded. It wasn't good. It wasn't pretty for Teddy Bridgewater.
It was not. But CMC went down.
CMC, that's right. C-Mac went down. It's again. I really feel really bad for Christian McCaffrey. He was my pick for MVP this year.
He was my pick for him. Or no, he wasn't my pick. But I was agreeing with that.
Yeah. And it sucks to see him.
Man, I feel like this COVID season has just ruined so many
Yeah, it's not. It hasn't been good.
Yeah, it's a lot of star players have fallen.
Yeah.
To injuries,
Overall, Teddy Bridgewater had 367 yards, 2 interceptions. It wasn't good enough. Tom Brady, he didn't necessarily play well either, to be honest. 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 217 yards. He was a decent game manager, but Leonard Fournette is a big guy. What do you mean no? 103 yards, 2 touchdowns on 12 carries?
No, I'm saying no. I think like Tom Brady.
Oh yeah. No, Leonard Fournette though, he's their weapon now. He's their rushing attack.
I think he got lucky. I think he got lucky.
You can say got
I don't.
lucky.
I still don't think. I still think he's washed, or not washed, but like, I mean, he might be able to resurrect his career, but I really don't think so.
I mean,
but we'll see.
But Mike Evans had a really good game. Broke 100 yards, 1 touchdown. As far as the Panthers go, I mean, they put up some numbers, but I mean, they weren't able to score, and that's where it's at. Teddy Bridgewater, you can't win with those turnovers. But yeah, so you guys want to add anything about the Carolina and Tampa Bay? Nope. All right. We all said Panthers, but Numer said Bucks. So he's the one that got that right. But obviously, Christian McCaffrey went down. Bless his heart. Or not bless his heart, but
bless his leg.
Yeah, bless his leg.
It was
his ACL.
ACL, right?
You're gonna bless his leg.
Like bless it so it gets better,
They keeps the guy. He's gonna throw like a rosemary at the cart, like fucking. They keeps at a game, and a guy is being carted off the field like in a little cart thing. He's like, "Damn it, fuck! I tore my ACL." And then the keeps over there like, "Hey," fucking throws a cross at him like, "Just put this on your leg, you'll be fine."
Exactly.
Yeah. Nothing else you guys want to add? No. Okay.
Nope. Buccaneers won.
Yeah. All right. Cardinals and football team.
I mean, there's not much to talk about here.
No, Cardinals.
Come on.
Cardinals
just dominated.
30-15.
I think we all
Kyler
went for
Murray,
Cardinals
3 rushing
except for Imaad.
touchdowns through the first 2 weeks. So, I mean, it's been a good start for him.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much expected game. I mean, I don't know how the Washington football team pulled out a win against the Eagles, but apparently it was pretty easy because the Eagles are sucking right now. So
hey, I got to give props to old Scary Terry over there, Terry McLaurin. I love that nickname, by the way, Scary Terry. You guys seen that Rick and Morty, right? Yeah. God, I love that nickname so much.
Anyways, but yeah, so there's not much to talk about there. The Cardinals just tore apart the Redskins.
Yeah, Kyler Murray, obviously, he rushing, throwing, like it's that offense is clicking.
He was actually my dark horse for MVP.
Oh yeah, he was, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. That would be pretty sick, actually. But yeah, so 30-15, Cardinals win. Anything else you guys want to add?
Nope.
No. All right, here we go. Chargers and Chiefs. Chiefs. Tyrod Taylor, dude, he broke his ribs. Okay, if you guys don't know, and the team doctor was giving him painkillers, right, for his broken ribs, and they used a needle and they put it on their chest somewhere. The team doctor pierced his lung in the process, and he was ruled out for the game because of that. That doctor's definitely fired.
100%.
Yes, 100%.
I just, that is insane.
Like, how do you make a mistake like that? That could have actually taken.
Well, I mean, I guess you just go too deep.
That should just be your medical license be taken away from you at that point.
I mean, and
you could have literally taken his life there.
And like, how I want to know what happened in that room when he's doing it. Right? Was Tyrod Taylor was like, I feel like that went a little bit deep, or did it actually like hurt?
Yeah, like did
it hurt? I don't know what that feels like.
I don't know how that works.
I mean, if it's just a needle, right? It shouldn't hurt too bad. It's a needle.
But I mean, if it pierces your lung.
But if it went that deep,
it's a painkiller though.
How big of a needle was it?
Painkillers don't like activate immediately.
That's fair, but
it takes time.
Well, I mean, injections activate a lot faster than
they do. But it's like when you go to the dentist.
Injections activate immediately. Actually.
Almost,
because it's almost
like,
immediately.
Because when you go to the dentist, like it's pretty quick.
They're almost instantaneous. So yeah, it could have.
Anyways, let's continue on. Justin Herbert really put on a show though. Obviously they lost, but the fact that it was tied and they went into overtime, That is crazy against the Chiefs. Not even like it's.
And let me just say, Tyreek Hill disappeared in that game. I mean, he came back after like a little bit, but
He did, and honestly,
Chiefs weren't really using their weapons. Like they weren't using their wide receivers.
No, they were using Tyreek Hill. They were throwing to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but obviously Tyreek Hill had more yards than either of them. But that was mostly because of that one big play that actually helped me win my game that week. Actually, honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if he didn't because I got Darren Waller. But either way, it just Andy Reid has this thing. Well, I don't know if it was just Alex Smith, but he really loves his tight ends. So they have one of the best in Travis Kelce. So obviously they're going to use him. Tyreek Hill, I feel like teams are really focusing in on him. So there's that. Also, Clyde Edwards-Helaire didn't have a really good game, to be honest. 10 runs for 38 yards. It wasn't ideal. But
the Chargers' defense is pretty good. So
yeah, even without Derwin James. Mm-hmm. Austin Eckler had a pretty good game, but obviously they weren't able to pull it out. But it'd be interesting to see. Obviously, this next game, Justin Herbert is confirmed starter, and at this point, I think they'll just roll with him. Even though I don't think that's the right way to handle it, I think he's the starter for the rest of the season.
That's why I drafted him just now.
Not drafted, picked him up.
Just
that. Yeah, you guys want anything about the Chargers Chiefs? We all said Chiefs, by the way. So
yeah.
Actually, yeah, that's fine. All right, Texans Ravens. We all said Ravens. We had some score predictions. Closest was Numer. He said 35-17. The game was what, 32-16? Was that?
No, 33-16.
So he was literally, if you total up, he was off by 3 points. So that's a really good score prediction, actually. But obviously the Texans didn't perform as well as they should have. Their defense was holding them in the first half, but
third quarter.
And yeah, but
eventually in the fourth quarter, I guess the defense just gassed, and then that's when they started.
Because I mean, okay, well, it wasn't really that okay. The score was 20-10 at halftime.
I mean, that was still in range, though.
That I get, yeah. But
what was the score at the end of the third quarter?
At the end of the third quarter, they just scored the Ravens had only scored 3 points.
So it was 23-10 at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, 23-10. So it was still within striking distance.
Exactly. And then what happened in the fourth quarter?
10 points.
Exactly.
So I mean,
at that point,
honestly, in my opinion,
let me say this right now.
Yeah.
Okay. The offense was absolute garbage. The Texans' offense. I hate to say it, but Deshaun Watson played garbage this game. Like, I've seen him read blitzes, right? Mm-hmm. He knows how to, he's broken down plays.
Right.
Like, in press conferences, he's actually broken down plays that he's done. And so I know he's smart enough to read the blitz, but I don't know why he doesn't. Yeah. He doesn't get rid of the ball. Like, see, the thing is, what the problem you had with Derek Carr, like last season, was that he threw the ball away too early, right?
Yeah.
Problem with Deshaun Watson, he doesn't throw the ball away.
Yeah.
He will stand there and take a sack rather than get rid of the ball. Sometimes he needs to learn to look for his checkdowns. There was about 3 or 4 times when there was a wide receiver running completely wide open, but Deshaun Watson didn't see him. Because because of all the blitzes they were throwing at him. So he needs to be able to pick up those blitzes, find his checkdowns, and get the ball out of his hand. And if he can't, get the ball out of to the outside. Throw the ball away, get rid of it. Like Deshaun Watson, I hate to say this, I love Deshaun Watson, but he played a very, very bad game.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was a pretty. Stat-wise, it looked okay. Yeah. But if you actually watch the game, he was missing throws. It was just a bad game.
Yeah.
The defense did all it could, but at the end of the day,
obviously
it doesn't matter how much they hold them if the offense can't score points.
And they weren't able to rush the ball effectively either. David Johnson.
They're rushing it. Like their offensive, I don't know what happened. The offensive line just shit the bed completely.
Yeah.
Like they were rallying pressures on pressures and like. You need to, like I said, the same thing with Carson Wentz, or no, with the Giants and Danny Dimes. You have to protect your young quarterback.
Even if it's an elusive guy like Deshaun Watson.
You have to protect them. Like, their protection should be your number one priority.
All right.
If you protecting them will help you win.
Yeah.
If you don't protect them, they get injured, your season's over.
Right.
So,
but yeah. Anything else you guys want to add about Houston and Baltimore? No? All right, cool. Next up, we got 2 more games. Patriots, Seahawks. Seahawks were the better team. Like,
obviously.
that's
Russell Wilson, dude.
Like, it was a close game, 30-35, but Cam Newton and the rest of that team just weren't able to pull it out. Seahawks just get another win. I mean, that's really how it's tough because you like Bill Belichick really is a what I like to call a force multiplier, and obviously it wasn't enough to get past the Seahawks, and the Seahawks are a really good team, and Russell Wilson is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, straight up. He even said it. He knows it. So that's all I gotta say. Anything else you guys want to add? No. All right, cool. Last game from week 2, Saints and Raiders. That was a fun game.
This is the game that
handled business.
Yes, and Zane, being the Raiders fan, was the only one who said the Raiders will not win.
Look,
while the other 3 said that the Raiders will win, and the Raiders pulled through.
Here's the thing. First off, I gotta give props to Derek Carr. He stood in the face of pressure. He was poised. He was confident, and I love it. He has a different.
As far as I remember, you were like, "Oh yeah, Derek Carr's a pussy."
Okay, yes, that was before the season, and there was no reason for me to believe that would change. But he's proving me wrong, and I have his back. I've always had his back. I support him. But if he plays wrong, if he plays bad, I have to call him out.
Yeah, I know.
I can't suck his dick constantly.
But the way you were acting, the way you were talking about Derek Carr.
Here's the thing. You've had a decently cushy life as a Texan, okay?
Cushy life?
Yes.
Cushy life.
Yes.
Against the Texans, dude.
Yes.
Dude,
it's difficult.
The roller coaster of quarterbacks we went through.
That's right. You're right.
Do you remember? There was 15 quarterbacks. Okay,
that's fair.
15 different quarterbacks that we went through.
And how long did that last? 4 seasons. 4 seasons? 4 seasons. Cool. We've been shit since 2001.
When was the first time we made the playoffs?
Right.
Was what, 2012, I think? That was the first time we made the playoffs. Uh-huh. We've been a team since 2001. That means since 2001 to 2012, for 11 years, we've been total garbage.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I don't know what you're talking about here.
All right. Hey, okay, look. But recent, when you're talking about recent.
After we got to the playoffs, right? We got to the playoffs 2 times, and then what happened? We had that roller coaster of quarterbacks.
Okay,
who got to the playoffs, but they didn't do anything in the playoffs.
Okay, that's fine. But here's the thing, though. When you compare just the quarterback situation, right? It's just not. It's very tough for me to be like feel good about what the Raiders do sometimes.
I'd much rather have Derek Carr how he was last season than the roller coaster of quarterbacks the Texans had.
And that's fair. Look, here's my point, though, right? My point is, Derek Carr wasn't performing well, right? And I had 2 options, right? I could let myself ignore 3 years of not winning with Derek Carr, or I could continue to tell myself, oh yeah, no, it's everyone around him. It's not Derek, it's everyone around him. And to a point, that's true, but at a certain point, it's just like, I don't want to get my hopes up as a Raiders fan. But now here's
well maybe you shouldn't get your hopes up because
that's right.
because when you didn't is when he started performing.
I mean, I guess, yeah. And honestly, look, all I have to point to is how Nakeeb was right before week 1 when the Texans played the Chiefs and how he felt when they shit the bed.
Yes,
that's what I want to avoid, and that's a big reason why I was like that. So look, I have Derek Carr's back. And now that he's playing well, look, it's go time, and I love the fire that's in his.
Zay's bipolar as hell.
It's not. It's not. And I
don't get your hopes up. He'll start shitting the bed again.
I was definitely wrong about Derek Carr.
Wow, you didn't even let the bet finish, and you freaking already admit you were wrong.
Yeah, no, straight up. Look, the fact that this kind of like that mentality that he has right now, like other games, like last season, I'd see it a little bit here and there, right? Now I'm seeing consistently throughout the whole game, right? We were down 10-0, and they were able to come back. Darren Waller played well. Just overall, it just.
All right, let's stop talking about the Raiders for now, and let's talk about the team that they were playing, the Saints.
The Saints.
What is going on with them? Is Drew Brees done?
No, Drew Brees is not done. That's a stupid take.
That's a question that's going around right now in the NFL.
It's a stupid question to ask.
It's a question going around.
No, it's a stupid question to ask.
I don't think he's done. I think that this is just a poor showing. It was a poor game. I mean, it happens to all the quarterbacks.
And the fact that they're not giving Drew Brees, a Hall of Famer, the kind of like
leeway.
That's it's
because
insane.
I guess it's because after Drew Brees has been performing so well for so long.
Yeah,
it's kind of like he has a kind of expectation that like they expect him every year to like play
put up
good
those numbers. Yeah.
So whenever he plays bad, like very bad, people are just like, well, what now?
Yeah. Exactly.
Because
he raised the bar, and so now that he's playing below the bar,
they've come to expect a certain amount of plays from Drew Brees. But when he doesn't meet those expectations,
right,
people wonder like, okay, is he done?
Right.
So I mean, the question: do I think he's done? No. Do I think the question is valid? No. But according to like the expectations that were set for Drew Brees.
Right.
It's a valid question.
Yeah. But yeah, so anything else you guys want to add about the Raiders Saints? All I gotta say is that the Raiders need to bring more pass rush. That's all I got. But yeah, that's the last game review. By the way, we all said Raiders except for me. I said Saints. Obviously, I was wrong, but I'm happy that I was wrong, straight up. But yeah, obviously go follow us on Instagram, on YouTube. We got some things lined up. So
on Instagram is 3_idiots_podcast.
And 3 is spelled out.
3 is spelled out. And subscribe to us on YouTube. That's 3EDIOTS.
3 in the number.
And idiots with an E.
Yes.
Of course. And follow us and comment on our videos if you have anything you want.
And we can say good night today because it's night again.
You can also comment your thoughts on the NFL week and how it was going, and we will be sure to read them.
All right. Cool.
Thank you and good night.
Jesus.
Good night.
This podcast was sponsored by Elevated Communications LLC, a company that manages Verizon wireless stores. Right now, go see them at 13513 University Boulevard, Sugar Land, Texas 77479 for great service that has you covered. Go right now and tell them 3 Idiots Podcast sent you, and you will get 10% off accessories.